Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Bashim McCoy Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing this word of sincerity and truth on the four corners of the earth. All right. And I read into an article on RT News. I'm gonna start in Second Esdras, 13:3. It says, "And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven." All right, now this is talking about the Lord, Yahweh Shai. All you people ignorantly call Jesus Christ. All right, when we say he waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, meaning the angels, the army that's coming back with him. All right, now these angels riding, if you want to call it a vehicle, all right, that you all call UFOs. All right, but we know that these are the chariots of Israel. All right, so when it say that the Lord waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, meaning he coming back with the angels. All right. It says, "And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were under him." Meaning, because when the Lord pop on the scene, everybody gonna be scared, because you never seen nothing like this. All right, it's gonna be the greatest deliverance on ever. Nobody never seen nothing like this. All right, we gonna be scared. Shit, that big ass chariot crack the sky. You got thousands of other chariots riding with the Lord to deliver the elect of Israel, man. All right. These people bug out when they see like a couple chariots. All right. Imagine when the fathership, all right, cracks the sky, man. All right. It says, "And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire." All right. This is talking about like when you I know you've seen Independence Day. All right, when the so-called UFO was over that building, and the mouth of it, or if you look, you will say like a compartment or a piece of the ship, but that's like what's being described here. The mouth of it opened, and it blasted that building, and that's what's gonna happen here. All right, that's what this is referring to. The mouth of the chariot opened, and all that heard his voice, and all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire. All right, because them chariots is gonna shoot out concentrated fire. It says, "And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heavens to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself upon a great mountain and flew upon it." Now this is not talking about a mountain like the Lord riding on a mountain. It's referring to how big this ship is going to be. All right, Ezra's likened it into a mountain. Because if you ever seen a mountain, like let's say you're on the side of a mountain or whatever, you cannot see where it's going to say. Excuse me, getting a little ahead of myself. But I would have seen the region or a place where the hill was graven, and I could not. So that's the point I was about to make. When you around a mountain, you can't see where the mountain starts and ends, and that's how big this ship is. To the point you're not even going to be able to see the beginning or the ending of it. All right. It says, "And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight." This is going to scare the shit, out of these so-called men of war. So army men, marine men. All right, said they were sore afraid, but yet durst fight. The Most High going to have to put the spirit on y'all to even fight the Lord in these so-called UFOs. All right. It says, "And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth," all right, he's going back to the chariot, "out of his mouth as it has been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast sparks and tempests." All right, that's the concentrated fire that's going to be shot out of them chariots, man. All right, it says, "And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. All right, because this is gonna be brutal. All right, I can't even. I think it's like World War Z or some shit like that. I can't even remember the name of the movie, but it was a movie where quote unquote aliens, all right, started to attack, and they were shooting people with that concentrated fire, and they would just automatically turn to dust. That's what's gonna happen. That's why it says prepare to fight, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only the dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was so afraid. All right, they gonna get zapped with that concentrated fire from what? The chariots. All right, and this is the war. I'm gonna stop there, but this is the war. All right, that's gonna be waged on America. All right, as well as the missiles that's gonna hit this place from the other nations. All right, but the Lord, of course, the Lord Yahweh Shai and the angels is gonna come down here and get a piece of y'all too. Now, come on, man. All right, so it says pilot who witnessed infamous declassified UFO says the object committed an act of war during an encounter. All right, it says one of the former fighter pilots who encountered a mysterious flying object off the coast of California in 2004 says the unidentified phenomenon committed an act of war in the unexplained encounter. All right, now this article is hilarious because what they about to get into is nothing like that. The quote unquote act of war that's going to be committed against this place by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai when he uses, the angels, man. All right, Commander David Fravor witnessed a tic-tac shaped object perform extraordinary aerial maneuvers that no known human technology is capable of in November 2014. It's because those chariots, are what you know as UFOs, are moving off of the spirit. They're not moving off of man-made shit. All right, they're out of, like they say, out of this world. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same technology. That little technology that y'all got that y'all think is so advanced is nothing compared to the mind of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. So of course it was doing maneuvers and shit you never seen. All right, because you got bullshit technology. It says the former U.S. Navy pilot said the UFO was unlike anything else he ever encountered. Commander Fravor was dispatched to investigate the area after radar anomalies were detected. He was followed by other pilots who successfully recorded footage of the strange phenomena. The video was leaked in 2017 before being declassified by the Pentagon earlier this year. Trump talking about that's a hell of a video. Says Fravor recounted the perplexing encounter in a podcast interview with Massachusetts Institute of Technology scientist Lex Friedman. This is not like we saw it and it was gone. Right, because the chariots have the ability to go into what you want to call it, stealth mode. They can just disappear. It says, or I saw lights in the sky and it's gone. We watched this thing on a crystal clear day with 4 trained observers. The ex-pilot said that anytime he tried to get close to the object, it rapidly accelerated and was gone in less than a second, man. So this is basically the angels fucking with y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Just showing you can't compete. This ain't war being well at the time, on war being waged on y'all. The angels was just having fun with y'all, man. With your puny little jets and shit, man. It says, I remember telling the guy in my backseat, dude, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty weirded out. That sounds like something Edom might have said. After landing, Fravor mentioned the UFO to a colleague, Chad Underwood, who successfully located the unidentified phenomenon only for it to jam his radar. He's telling the radar, stare down the line He's telling the radar, stare down the line of sight. Whatever is there, I want you to grab it and build a trace file on it, which will tell you where it is, how fast it is, and the direction that it's going. Man, y'all not about to track no chariot, man, like that. The pride, man, of this guy, yo. Let me see how long this is. I might let this play. Ah, shit. It says the radar is smart enough that when the signal comes back, if it's been messed with, it will tell you. it will give you indications that it's being jammed. It's being jammed into about every mode you can see. You can tell it's being jammed. Yeah, because them chariots scrambled that shit. Damn Edomite think he can track a heavenly vehicle, man, of the Most High. Nah, man, they scrambled that shit. You talking about he jammed it. It's like they was going the Most High was gonna let you leave with some information about the chariots, man. We got to track on. We're gonna track them, you know. A fucking GPS, whatever the fuck it's called, man. A low jack, whatever. Yeah, tracking on chariot, man. That's the pride of Esau, you know. It says when you actively jam another platform, that's technically an act of war, man. And that's why I read that second Esdras 13. Because this little shit, man, this is just the chariots fucking with y'all, man. Angels was brothers in there having fun a little bit, messing around with y'all, man. Just to show you can't compete with them. This is not the act of war is what I read in Second Esdras 13. When the Most High sanctioned them chariots and start blowing shit up, you know what I'm saying? Shooting you with that concentrated fire, turning you to dust. That's gonna be the act of war. Ain't nothing y'all gonna be able to do about it. Alright. It says when discussing where he believes the craft came from, the former fighter pilot said it could do things that no human technology is capable of. Of course, man. They're celestial beings. Excuse me. So of course you can't do what they do, fool. Says I don't like to get into little green men, but I don't think we've developed it. I think you can hide things for a while. This is a giant leap in technology, man. All right. So this is just an article I ran into, man. This is just the chariots playing with Esau, having fun with him. That's all it is. All right. But as far as the act of war, I ain't talking about they scrambled or jammed the signal or whatever the hell it is. You gonna be wishing it was only that when the Most High sanctioned these angels as well as Yahushua, the Lord Yahushua, to come back, touch down and start putting shit to death with these quote unquote UFOs, if you will. All right, but I ain't gonna hold you. I hope that video was edifying. Then I'm gonna say shalom.